there are issues. Like if I rewatch Mean Girls now, I'm like, ooh, that's not. I don't love what's happening here.
You don't have to
And
love it
these
all.
like stereotypes and things. But then you watch Clueless and like Dion, like Cher's best friend is a black girl who is like still a total Betty, and she has her own thing and her own story, and she's not just there
Mhm.
to be Cher's sidekick. Like she's
Mm.
got her own story, she's got her own boyfriend, she has her own growth arc, and like yeah, they're all super rich and
Mm.
privileged and well off, but like you have there's an Asian character who isn't just like she could be played by any other actress. They treat this Asian character as just like another of Cher's clique that
Yeah. Yeah.
like can give her a ride home. Is she's like an alternative to Elton,
Mm.
and like I just feel like Clueless does a lot of things super well.
Yeah. It's like even
And
like one of the major problems with the Breakfast Club ends in this note of Ali Sheedy has to stop being a goth to
right.
be
That annoys me.
happy,
Yeah, yeah.
And,
and then like
and
and
at the
then
end of Clueless, Ty gets to go back to and like cheer on Travis at the skate thing because that is
yeah,
her vibe.
and when she was like forcefully kind of morphed, she kind of became a worse person. So then
Yeah.
to be better, she goes back to being like her true self and stuff.
Right.
And
When
it's
they
like
let
this
her
is
return to being herself, they like her again.
yeah, yeah. So it's like yeah, there's a lot of I think a lot, even just like a lot of the actual, because everything Cher's doing is like it's all this kind of a clueless fashion, as it were. But she a lot of times she's genuinely trying to help people out and stuff. It's all she's good hearted and
That's what
stuff.
I
It's
think's
like
so
yeah, so
good about that movie is like on the surface it looks like it's a boring chick flick. Oh, it's rubbish. But it's actually not like that at all. It's completely different.
mm,
It's interesting. It's unique. It's taking things that like John Hughes did and moving it to another level. I mean, I love
mm.
And
16 Candles by John Hughes, but that's problematic in a lot of ways.
Well, that's like probably the most
Yeah,
problematic of all of
you
them.
know.
well, and Cher actually has she gets things. She doesn't express herself like in school when she's talking about I still think about the Haitian refugees
Mm.
and her talking about that and how she equates it. Yeah, she has lived a life of such privilege that the only thing she can equate it to is that more people showed up for her dad's 50th birthday party than she planned for, but she didn't freak out and worry about it making it less good for her. She realized that she had the resources to include those extra people in the party and not have it be a problem. And I think that argument is still really valid. Like America has enough resources to support the people that are trying to come here to escape hellish
Yeah.
past lives. And instead of realizing that we have the resources to support all of those people, we are so worried about if that person has anything, I might have less, or if I have the same amount and they get anything, then there's not as big of a divide. So then I inherently have less.
Yeah. We
Mm.
have the exact
That,
same problem at the minute. Yeah.
yeah, like Cher's argument in that debate class is very brief and it is delivered from the point of view of a privileged teenage girl. But if that girl can figure that concept out, it's just really disheartening that we still haven't gotten it together. We should we totally have enough room to let the Haitians party with us.
Hell yeah. But I mean, again, we have the same thing going on. In fact, as of recording, this is going to be a bit dark, but just this week, some migrants who were coming to the UK in like a makeshift boat drowned because the boat, it was a makeshift thing. Um, and on posts about it on Facebook, you get people doing like laugh reactions. It's like,
Yeah,
you
it's just
pieces of crap.
really, really disturbing. And you've got the example in I think it's on the border of Switzerland or something, and Belarus, where basically the leader of Belarus is using these migrants as like chess pieces to get back at the EU for placing sanctions on his country,
like sending
and
them over as a weapon.
like sending migrants to the border of this country, and like so then you've got these people freezing at the border between two countries where they don't really have, nobody wants to take them in either one. They're being used as pawns.
Yeah.
And it's just like, add some extra salad to the bowl and let them come in and party. We have the resources.
It's proven, like this might be controversial, it is proven that these people actually, they bring more than they take.
Yes.
Not that should even matter, but they do. So your arguments are false.
Right. Not only are, right. It's
they end up generating a lot more money and profit. If that's what you care about, then.
Yeah. Not only do we have the ability to take these people in, but by taking them in, we can actually enrich our world.
It's getting great. Like the Batman and Robin brings out the serious topics.
Yeah.
We're this is why I can't host my own podcast anymore, because every time I go on someone else's show to guest, I start railing against like capitalism or